And go.
You need to prove that there's people here.
Prove that there are people here.
Alright. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Did you know that the United States used to have thousands of small breweries in every town? Some of which would be just on the corner of a neighborhood brewing beer for the local people. Everybody knows about Budweiser, Coors, and Miller, but how did these breweries become the main three breweries in the United States? Well, today I'm going to explain to you the three eras in American beer, pre-prohibition, prohibition, and post-prohibition. Brewing came to the United States with the Founding Fathers. Not only did beer come on the ships with pilgrims, but brewing quickly became an industry in the newly formed country. Brewing was traditionally done in the United States to purify the drinking water to make it safe to drink. Once the country was founded, brewing became an important part of the life in the United States. George Washington helped boost U.S. brewing by stating that he would only drink beer that was brewed in the United States. Prohibition came into effect in the years leading up to 1920. Several states passed a law before the federal government outlawed creation, distribution, and sale of any alcohol. Undoubtedly, Prohibition put out pretty much every brewery out of business. Thousands of breweries were shut down and thousands of employees lost their jobs. Large breweries were able to stay open by producing various other things that were similar to beer, such as bread or cheese. Breweries were able to use the equipment that they had available to them and things like yeast that are necessary to make bread and other things to stay in business during the times at which they weren't allowed to make any alcohol. They were also actually able to brew very, very low alcohol beers up to 0.3% alcohol. And so these breweries were still able to brew small alcohol content beers, and that helped them stay afloat as well, and also helped people through no alcohol. So when Prohibition was repealed in 1933, there were three large breweries that had stayed in business: Budweiser, Miller, and Coors. The three big breweries were quickly able to gobble up all of the market share, squashing the chance of any other breweries from opening. And when a brewery did open and start to do well, the large breweries would buy them up, shut them down, and start brewing their beer in the large breweries. The big three maintained 95% of the market share up until today, which they still have 95% of the share. But today, a few small changes in law have allowed small breweries to open, and while they've been growing in size and number, the prospects look similar to what was happening almost 80 years ago. Budweiser, Coors, and Miller buy up the popular ones, shut them down, and start brewing their beer in their mega facilities. So brewing in the United States used to be a vast and varied industry. Prohibition attempted to stop alcohol, but instead what it did was produce large mega breweries that control the majority of beer production today.